Hello and welcome to another SQL tutorial video. In today's video, we will go through how to query data using SQL, that is structured query languages. We're going to focus on filtering and sorting data, and we'll look at some of the SQL classes, operators, as well as wildcards, and how we can use them to query the database. We have 6 different questions we would go through today to cover each of those classes, operators, or a wildcard examples. Right? And we would be using the NotWin database, which is a fictitious database that was developed in Microsoft some decades ago to help people learn how to use SQL. So I would include a link to where you can download the NotWin database in the YouTube description below. So please just go there, download it, and import it into your DBeaver software, because that's what we'll be using in today's session. And let's get started. All right, so the first thing I'll be doing is importing that database. So new database connection. We're using SQLite. Next, open. Up here, NotWin database, open, finish. So we have our database there. New SQL script. So our new SQL script has been opened. So let's start with the first question, which is the where clause. Select all records from the customers table where the city column has the value London, right? So that's our very first question. So I could just copy this. I don't have to go back and forth. Have this as Q1. In fact, maybe I'll just copy all of them. So just give me some few minutes. I'll copy all of them, so we don't have to come back to the Word document anymore. Okay, so all right, so I think we're all set here. Okay, so our first question, select all records from the customers table where the city column has the value London. Right, before we go ahead and do that, we just want to take a look at the different tables we have in the NotWin database, right? So we have a total of 8 tables, right? Categories, customers, employees, order details, orders, product, shippers, and finally, employers, right? So for this one, we're basically going to be focusing on the customers table, which is the second table here, right? So as we write our select statement and then have the where clause in there, we want to see all the columns with the city London, right? So I think if we go to customers, columns, we could see all of the different column names, right? Almost everything is a text data. As you can see, they're a variable character, right? So that's very good to see as well. Okay, so dealing with the customers table. And then we have to use the where clause. And then we have city to be London. All right, so I think that is exactly what we're supposed to do, right? Select all records from the customers table where the city column has the value London. So you could see here. So we have a total of 6 records, right? And all of them have um, all the customers are basically residing in the London area, right? So what I would like to do is maybe put a result. Um, yep. So that's basically how we do it using the where clause, right? So it helps us to basically um, extract a specific information. So in this case, we're just looking at the customers from London, right? And that's it. Okay, so let's go into question 2, right? And here we get to use the AND operator. And the question is select all records from the customers table where the contact title column has the value owner, right? So we're still in the customers table, but now we're looking at a different column, which is contact title, right? That's it over here. Previously, we worked with city, right? Now we're looking at contact title. So let's see how we could do that. So select statement, I would use the asterisk wildcard, and we're looking at this stupid customers table. And we still need the where operator, right? So select all, as you say, where contact title column has the value owner with country as Germany. All right, so I didn't see all of this. Owner with country as Germany. So um so we say let's have the first one. So contact title will be owner. Okay, here it is. And so here's where the AND operator comes in because it helps us to extract information from 2 columns, right? So, and the country, Germany, right? So you can see now we're combining the where clause with an AND operator so that we can get data from, or we can query the customer table and basically extract information from 2 columns, right? Which is contact title and country. Previously, we only looked at one uh, column or attribute, which was city, right? Now we want to see contact title and country, right? So let's run this. Ooh, so here you can see we have only one um, one data in our result set or one record where the contact title is owner and then the person is also from Germany, right? So I'm just going to say right. So that's basically it. So basically Henriette um, is an owner and is also from Germany. Okay, so question 3, we're looking at the OR operator, right? And here it says select all records from the customer table where the city column has the value Berlin or London, right? I'm sure with this now, having done the AND operator, you can sort of get an idea of how to do the OR operator, right? Basically, we might still have almost the same line of code as question 2, right? We're just going to tweak a few things and have the or operator in there. So I can copy this and just paste it down here. I'm just going to change a few things. So this would be city, and we should have this as Berlin. So instead of having the and, we change that to the or, right? And then this would still be city, right? And London. Right? So you could see almost very similar, although the or, right, you want to do it on the same what's it called? Attribute, right? So here you can see we're using the same attribute as city, as London. Sorry, city, either Berlin or London, right? So let's run this. Okay, so now we have our result set, right? So you can see we basically have 7 records with the city either as Berlin or London, right? So now you might be wondering, what happens if we try it on another attribute, right? Let's say we have 2 different attributes. Maybe the country as the UK, and then the city as Berlin, right? Let's see if it will work. So like this, customers, where, so we say the country should be the UK, or city is Berlin. All right. Are you ready? I am nervous. So let's see what this would show. Ooh. So it works, right? So we could also use it on 2 different attributes, not just one attribute. So in this case, you can see that it went from 7 records to 8 records, right? So basically, one additional record came in, which is the Helen, right? So Helen works at Island Trading and it lives in a city called Cowes, which is in the Isle of Wight, right? And that's in the UK, right? So we could basically use the or operator not just for a single attribute, but also for um, two attributes, right? So please take note of that. That's very interesting to see. All right, so question 4, the not operator, right? So we use, okay, so use the not keyword to select all records from the employees table where title is not sales representative, right? So please take note of this. So we're basically looking at all the title, right? Like the contact title that is not sales representative, right? So basically what we're saying is exclude all the sales representative, all the records that have a title with sales representative. So maybe sales agent, marketing manager, sales associate, sales blah, 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 right? So let's get to work. This. This is, yeah, we're looking at the employees table. where title is not sales representative. So we still need the where clause. And then not, so let's see. So for the customers, no, for the employees, the columns. Okay, so they have it as title, right? The attribute, you just have it as title. So we'd say where not title equal sales representative. And okay, so let's run this. Boom, right? So now we're looking at the employees table, right? So here, we can see we just have 3 records, right? Andrew is a vice president in sales, Stephen is a sales manager, Laura is an inside sales coordinator, right? So this is basically how we use the not operator, right? We want to exclude everybody that is a sales representative and just basically see those people who are not a sales representative, right? With a job description that says sales, or job title, sorry, that says sales representative. So that's how we use the not operator. So okay, all right. So for me, putting the result is very important, right? Because anybody that looks at it, that looks at this would have an idea of at least how many records did we get when we queried the database, right? And it's just very simple, and they could see that, they could understand it, and then they could basically go ahead with whatever stuff they want to do, right? Or how they want to interpret that result. That's up to them. Now, question 5, select. Now we get to use a wildcard. We've actually been using one wildcard, which is an asterisk, right? We've been using it through the other questions, right? But now we'd see another wildcard, which is called the percentage wildcard, right? And we're required to select all records from the suppliers table where the second letter of the city is an O, right? So let's see. So suppliers, that's the very last table, columns. So now we're looking at this attribute called city, right? So let's get to work. So select this from suppliers where city. So we're also going to use another SQL function called like, right? This for percentage. So that's where our wildcard comes in, right? Because we want to see the second letter should start with an O. The first letter can be anything. So you represent that first letter with a dash, right? And then you have the second letter there because that's what we're interested in, right? And then the percentage will basically just fill in all the other uh, letters or words or whatever, right? So end this and let's run it. Okay, so we basically have 5 records, right? That their second letter starts with an O. So basically, London, Tokyo, Boston, Montreal, Montreal, right? This is in France, Canada, USA, Japan, and the UK, right? So this is basically how we use the percentage wildcard, right? We could also have it in front, right? Maybe we want, let's say, we're looking for where the city, right, where the first letter of the city starts with an L, right? And then we would have an L here and then a space and then the percentage, right? Sorry, I think the percentage would come before the L, right? Or something like that. So that's basically how you could use the percentage wildcard. The last one is the order by, right? Asking us to select all records from the customers table, sort the result alphabetically by the column city, right? So now we're back to the customers table, and we're looking at city, right? But we have to basically sort the result alphabetically. So order it by city. Okay, so let's see. Select. So this is the only one where we're not using the where's the where clause here. We use the order by. So order by city, and we close it. Pretty simple and straightforward. I like this one. All right, so let's go. So you can see we're basically ordered by city, right? So we start from A, B, all the way to Z, right? So you can see it there. So we don't have any cities that start with a Z, right? So the last one is Warsaw, which is in Poland, right? Aarhus is in Denmark, but for some reason, because it has a like a phonetic symbol or something on top of the A, right? It's not really having it to be part of the A's all the way at the top. But we could also order by country, right? If we run that, you will see that the countries are all like A, B, C, right, all the way to Venezuela. So, oh, I did not put a result here. So let's put a result in my bad. So result, we have five records. That, that's the one. If we run this one, yeah, we had 99 records or 91 records. Okay. Mhm. Okay, so that's basically it, and how you could use some of the clauses, operators, and wildcard on SQL. I hope this is helpful, and please make sure you practice. Please like this video and leave a comment if you have any questions in the comment section.